What's going on, guys? Too Fast Joe here, and welcome to the Too Fast podcast. Today, we do not have just one, not two, not three, but four Steam Universe future episodes that we're going to talk about. With me today, I have Generation Defenders and Ruby.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Up.
Great. So the first episode, I'll be honest, I forgot what the episodes are called.
Okay, so the first one was Little Home.
Little Home World.
Yeah, Little. I think it was either like Little Homeschool or like Little Home World.
It's a little homeschool.
Okay, so I was right the first time. The second one was I forgot that one already, but the third one was Rosebud, and the fourth one Volleyball.
Right.
I think we should start with the first episode, of course, because like that.
Right.
There's a lot to talk about just by the first episode alone.
Right. And if any of y'all watching want to skip ahead to end the episode, use this timestamp right here on screen.
All right, let's get started. I think we should start from the beginning, like literally.
You mean with the diamond bathwater?
Yeah, because like it seems now that it was confirmed that this is not a rose quartz corrupted soldier that I originally thought. It was just I think her name was a cherry, a cherry bomb gem or something like that. It was she's supposed to be a quartz soldier, and she's also has the same voice actress as Jasper. So I think Jasper's voice actress is supposed to represent the tougher gems, while Amethyst, the voice actor, is supposed to represent the laid-back gems.
Right. I gotta say, in our first podcast, I called it. I said that this gem was supposed to be like a way for the audience to understand what's going on, and then this gem will be forgotten about and just be put in the background.
I still say she's going to somehow come back. Like, it's still too early to.
I'm telling you, she's just a nobody. She was just there to show the audience, this is what business is doing. This is Little Homeschool, she's just there to serve a purpose for the audience to understand what's going on. And now that gem understands, and now the audience understands. Because if Steven were just saying this out loud, that'll make no sense. This way, it's more organic. It's still exposition, but it's still more organic than just having Steven talk about what's going on.
She's a villain all along.
So yeah, we've seen what everyone's doing, and everyone's a teacher now.
Yep. Everyone but Lapis. Like,
yeah, we haven't seen her at all.
Yeah. Like, I know that later on we're going to have a Lapis-centered episode, but we haven't really seen her around lately.
Right.
And
honestly, she should have been in the greenhouse room instead of Peridot. And Peridot should have been teaching the gems about human technology instead of Pearl. Because the only human technology that Pearl ever interacted with was a cell phone, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seemed more like a Peridot's.
Yeah, I mean, Peridot in the movie, she turned a microwave into a scanner.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she'll have more of a grasp on human technology than Pearl was with her, phone.
Mm-hmm. What I like to see in this, little home school, if that's what they're calling now, is that there's just so many. It's like a really good step to world building, and to see how all these gems are going to interact like their own little city. What I liked is that you see also everyone just playing around, having a good time, and you also see some humans in Little Homeschool. Like I want to know why there's some humans living in this gem centered.
Yeah, I saw a human and Onion was at the Amethyst school. It was like, this is how freedom works. You just do it.
Yeah, like this is supposed to be for gems. Why does a human need to go to class to figure out how the earth works? You've lived there, lived
probably some hippie.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm still curious why they would visit. Like, I can understand, like, somebody like, Sadie, Lars, or, like, the cool kids, or Greg would go visit. But, like, why would, like, a literal just extra character just show up to Homeworld?
It's an exchange student. They have an exchange program.
Probably. Do you have anything to say, Ruby?
I think I think everyone like the same thing.
You're
So
kind out.
Paradox. I didn't say nothing. I was sad.
You were cutting out there. We didn't hear anything of that.
The character we want to hear, like Bisman and Lapis and Perda.
You were cutting
Just
out. We
like
couldn't hear you.
sorry. Lapis and Bismuth and Perda were shown to be the next like with the group, but we haven't seen or talked to them lately in the show.
Oh yeah. We'll get to them eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, like, that's a complaint that me and a lot of fans agree. Peridot, Lapis, and Bismuth are kind of, like, put to the side compared to, like, the original Crystal Gems, especially Bismuth. Like, I think she's the least appreciated Crystal Gem out of, like, the main group. But
I
hopefully,
mean, to be
like,
fair, she didn't have a lot of character development.
well, yeah, that's the problem. She doesn't really have an arc at all. Like, I don't think she was supposed to even reappear again, if I, like, heard correctly. But, like, this is just speculation. I'm not saying, this is what it really was intended. I just don't think Rebecca Sugar intended. I think she was just supposed to be like a one-off type of villain, but they decided to bring her back, and she didn't really have
Yeah, yeah,
any.
because this is Steven Universe, and everyone gets a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets redeemed.
But, like, we do need more Bismuth, like, character development. We need more, her relationships to form, because, like, wasn't she and Big supposed to be pretty close in the
Yeah.
original series? And now we have seen, like, Big's cameoed, but, like, she's always alone. Like, why can't this be a chance for Bismuth to have
I'm
some
pretty sure we'll
help?
get that later on down the line.
Yeah.
Because she just came back like near the end of the first of season 5 of Steven Universe, right before Change of Mind.
Yeah.
So she'll have an episode, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
then Steven, he went to go have lunch with Amethyst, and they were talking about what been going on, and then Steven brought up Jasper.
Yep. And then we get to see our lovable little mom Cheeto Puff.
The big puff Cheeto puff.
Mister, I have missed her so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in that time she became a Cinderay.
Just like a hermit tsundere. There's, like, a lot to talk about Jasper alone, because, like, when we just saw the trailer, everyone just thought that she was going to be, like, this leader of a new rebellion against Steven Universe. But
Yeah, we all thought she was gonna leave Rebellions because of the intro.
yeah, but, like, now it's kind of, like, questioning her role now, because as this episode ends, it's kind of, like, open minded that she might get her redemption arc like Rebecca Sugar originally intended.
Yeah, because like she doesn't speak, like you can't talk to her, but you could like speak to her in her language, aka fire it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's a warrior, Jim. That she does her talking with her fists.
Yeah, that was cute. Like, how she was like, "If you came here, you should fight me," and he's like, "Sure, I'll fight you." And she's like, "Really?" Like, that's the
Yeah,
first
like we
time.
never seen her that genuinely happy before. Because like anytime we see her smile, it's always that wicked evil smile. But like this one, like you can see like the shine in her eyes. Like, really?
Yeah, like, I think, like, later on, that's how Steven is going to keep like, winning her over with, like, just playful fighting, or, like, how he says, like, "Will you teach me? Will you be my mentor?" I think we're going to have like a Piccolo Gohan type of relationship out of them. Like, at
Oh
first,
yeah.
like, she's like really harsh with him, and like, she's still, at first, she's thinking, oh, I'm going to use him for my advantage, but at the end of their arc, she's going to be like fully attached to him, and she's like, no, this is my child now. Like, I'm his new mother.
And
And
then the Saiyans come down, kills everyone, and she sacrifices herself.
I don't know, maybe like that might happen if the worm is really like this new type of alien and he's the final boss. Maybe like Jasper will like protect Steven or something like that. But I mean, like, I don't think Steven needs any protection, especially like his new transformation that we got in this episode.
Yeah.
His
I mean, the only protection he needs is like protection from himself.
mm-hmm,
He needs to do like more like meditating and more training with Jasper.
mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, we really need. I really do want to see more of Jasper, more of her and Steven bonding with each other. I think that's like a really, really cute way of like them. First reintroducing Jasper to the series and her bonding with Steven. That was just that was cute. I legitimately went oh after the end of the episode, just
Right.
seeing them like in becoming a student and mentor.
Yes.
The one thing I will say, why did Jasper choose to live like a couple miles away from little homeschool? Why didn't she like goes to the beta kindergarten where she's from? Because like there's no earthlings for miles and miles, and there's rocks for training. So why didn't she just go to the beta instead of living right next to little homeschool?
I mean, the beta place was destroyed after the Diamond Era 3 thing.
Was it destroyed?
Beta camp, like all the camps where all the gym come from. Maybe they destroy it later on. Probably.
I don't know. I feel like they would have just left it there.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Didn't
But
she destroy it from the episode when she got corrupted?
well, no, they just fought in it, and like a couple of rocks fell down, but overall the place is still fine.
That's actually a pretty good question. Why would she just sort of stay there? Because she even said in that episode, "You're not my diamond. You don't have any control over me, and like I am not interested at all in moving into your little school." So why would she just sort of like plant herself so close to the
Yeah.
gems?
And not only that, she even said it took forever to get rid of those tiny green earthlings, the grass and trees. Why go through all that trouble, destroying the dirt when you just go to the beta where there's nothing but rocks and sands and there's no one for miles on end.
Well, maybe.
Only.
Well, maybe like she doesn't want to go to the beta kindergarten because A, she doesn't want to be in the place where she got corrupted, or
Yeah,
B, she doesn't want to be reminded where she was from, or C, like it's just a big reminder of, of because like she popped out and she was like ready for war. That's what I got from, her explanation of being a warrior and stuff like that. Because like when she was corrupted, she's like, I came out fighting. So maybe she doesn't want to go back because it's kind of like the staple of so many bad memories.
right. And I really do love that speech that Steven gave her. Like, I feel bad for you, but everything that happened to you will happen because of you. Like you got yourself corrupted because you lost a fight to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just went off saying, I thought it was my mother, and like no, it's just you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I like how Steven is becoming a lot more, assertive and a lot more,
He
Sure.
has he's grown a pair.
yeah, exactly.
But no more. He's a man.
And
Yeah.
like in our previous podcast I said Steven was a wimp because he has a shield and like defensive stuff. But like I was wrong. When he went pink, he threw hands. He was doing some like Doctor Strange Dragon Ball Z type moves.
It reminded me a lot of like Goku versus Vegeta type
Uh,
of cast type of fighting.
oh yeah. Even like what Jasper said, like you should never be soft in times of peace, and that exactly what Vegeta said to Gohan during the Buu arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still think that I still would love to see a Piccolo Gohan type of relationship out of them rather than a Goku Vegeta type of relationship. But I still believe that the fight was good, and like when Steven became Pink Steven, that was just Super Saiyan Rose.
Yeah, it was Rose. It was like Rose Berserk Broly type stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of like him setting. It was like a really good episode to like introduce Pink Steven into, you know, and to like set him up as, like this is his new power up, but it's also connected to his emotions and his like, temper.
Right.
But like, thinking about it now, why doesn't anybody question this? Like in the four episodes we got so far, no one has ever questioned where did these powers suddenly come from. Hasn't anyone noticed that?
Well, I want to talk about that when we get to like the fourth episode, when we get to volleyball episode, because that's when we really learned about who Pink Diamond was during before we got our Pearl, what she did to Pink Pearl.
Which I think is a good transition to the second episode.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the second episode didn't really have much. It's just that Steven is getting desperate because his whole thing, he wants to help. But, like, we get into the point to where he already helped everyone so much that they don't need his help anymore. And he's trying to fix something that isn't broken.
That's true, but I mean, like, there is a few things to talk about this episode. Like, I agree, this is kind of like my least favorite episode out of the four, but there's still some aspects we can talk about. For example, like the return of Smoky Quartz and how in this episode it's also confirmed that when he goes pink, it can also affect his fusions. And not only that, but the fusions also get like a huge power up.
Oh, yeah. Because Smoky Quartz, she has flash time, which is moving so fastly, everyone's around you is super slow.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a stretch, but I think because Amethyst, she has the spin dash, which is from Sonic. And when she goes like pink Amethyst, she has flash time, just like Sonic.
Oh, that's a cute little reference.
Oh.
That was intentional or not, but like, if it was, good on you, Crooniverse.
I see all the Sonic references and everything.
Well, of course, your icon is a hedgehog.
That's a good question. Was Onion was on a roller coaster or was not? I am.
Yeah, he was on the roller coaster. They even said at the end, like, "Oh, we forgot Onion," and who
He
cares?
survived. How immortal he is he?
He is immortal. He haven't aged at all since the time skip.
Yeah, like
Wonder why.
what is Onion? Like everyone has grown up except freaking Onion, and
it's been 3 years since the beginning of the show, at least.
Yeah, because
like the same thing.
Yeah, because like I think Steven was 13 when in the first episode, and then he became 14 as when he had his birthday episode, and then now he's supposed to be 16. And after all of that, Onion hasn't grown at all. If I guess if we're really, really courteous with Onion's age, he can like start off as like a 6-year-old when the series first began, so he should be like 8 or 9. But even then, he shouldn't be. He should have at least grown.
Yeah, because at that age you have growth spurts.
9?
Well, like yeah, it's like because you don't start
you get
growing
small
until
details.
like yeah, like have him grow up a little. Like his brother is like a really tall string bean.
Mm-hmm.
We are a long boy. A long boy.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, enough about Onion.
Yeah. I like how in this episode it did sort of show like Steven's flaws, or like it's starting to put in the seeds of like, Steven is problem is that he kind of wants to take control and he wants to do things his own way too. Like Amethyst already sort of solved this problem already, and Steven's like, yeah, but like we should do it this way, or like my way, and
Yeah.
then things sort of like went out of control. So
Because he's trying to. He said, "Oh, it's just like back on Homeworld," but he doesn't want to do anything with Homeworld. He wants to like, start something new. He's trying to erase that from history, which that's
mhm.
gonna be his major problem throughout this new season.
It's history. If you erased it, you won't learn the problem.
Yeah,
And every historian said history. It will repeat itself.
that's exactly what's going on with Pink Steven. But I want to talk about that when we get to volleyball.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I just noticed, and I don't know if like if this was really intentional, then what, good on you, Crooniverse. But the big thing of Steven's problem in the movie was that he didn't want change to happen. He wanted everything to stay the same, and now in the series, he's he wants to do nothing but change everything, even if it's like even if it contradicts what Gems really wanted. I think like that's actually a pretty cool thing that I just noticed about Steven's problems.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like I just realized this.
Ruby, you want to say anything?
So,
No.
Onion is the new sanctuary of something. He is a. He could be the caterpillar. I'm gonna be saying that.
Oh God.
If Gunny just like walk up to Steven and all of a sudden a caterpillar come out of him and say,
Like it was so obvious from the start. Like how could we not see that
The
it was
real villain.
yeah, like they were setting it up from the beginning. Like how could we be this blind? It's obviously Onion. Like we thought it was
It's
Steven.
always the quiet ones.
Yeah. We thought it was Steven this entire time when we were ignoring this abomination of Satan himself.
"Wonder how old is he right now?"
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Let's move on to the third episode.
All right. So the
Now,
third.
this one also has a lot to unpack.
Mm-hmm. I think.
Like we saw with Steven, he trying to like move the picture of his mom. He said he doesn't want her like looming over everyone.
Yeah, it's. I can understand Steven's feelings here, especially how Pink Diamond's character just became such a horrible person, and when you think she couldn't be even worse, the next episode just gives you like even more dirt on her.
Yeah, but even then, it's like I don't agree with the fact that he wants to move it like like outside, out of mind. That's gonna be Steven's problem. He's trying to run away from the past, but like if you don't learn from the past, you are doomed to repeat it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think he should have kept that around. As a reminder to never be like her.
Well, I think he's also like he also states in this episode that he just doesn't know what to feel about his mom, because at the beginning of the series he wanted nothing but to be like his mom, because like everyone saw her as like this amazing saint, and then as the more you learned about her you realize how flawed and
The
how
terrible things she done in the past and to everyone.
exactly.
It's
And so
imperfect.
yeah, and especially with the fact that he has never even met his own mother, and he never will. It's just he's just basing his idea on what she was, instead of like of having his own opinion of her. Because and like I met, for example, like if he had met her, like the real her before, and like he got to know her and knew what she was like, then he would have like his own more grounded opinion of her. But like since he does not know her and he only like is going off of what she has done in the past, then he is really confused about her. So I can understand why he would put it away, because he doesn't want to see her anymore. He just kind of wants to put those feelings aside so he can like focus on what's going on now in the future, in his future.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But let's talk about the new rose quartz.
Well, first the zoom-ins came in.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Greg. They
Yeah,
hate Greg
so
so badly.
yeah, they so the zoom-ins came in the ship, and then the Amethyst went up to go see the Famethus. Was I love that name, the Famethus.
The amethyst for life.
Yeah. So they went up to go see everyone, and they see all the humans and all the other amethysts. Then we see Collie Blue. That's her name,
Yeah, Holly
Oh,
Blue.
yeah.
Holly Blue. We see her saying, "Oh man, I wish I had more authority, and I wish the diamonds would tell me what to do." You know, she wants ways to go back, everything to go back to where they were. And I feel like that's foreshadowing something.
Yeah, I think this whole rebellion, like everyone is theorizing, I think it's going to happen, but it's probably not going to happen the way that we all suspected it to be.
Yeah, it probably won't be like a big grand like invasion. It'll probably be like a couple people trying to cause mischief.
Yeah, like I think even though like Jasper is in the title and she's appearing with the villains, maybe she's going to have like a more complicated role of like, if she wants to really go back to the way it was, or like she wants to stay on Earth and mentor Steven, because like she seemed to have like so much fun fighting with Steven. I don't think she would like give it up, especially if like they keep bonding over a period of time.
Yeah, either A, they put her in the intro just for clickbait, or B, that fusion between Eyeball and that other blue gem, we're gonna try to like manipulate Jasper. Hey, come join the dark side. We can make everything go back to where they were.
Like this. Come join the dark side. We have cookies.
Fuck yeah, I'm going to the dark side.
But anyway, they went to the zoom in ship, and then was it J6 or Y10? It was J6, the guy.
The
The
guy.
guy showed them like, "Hey, I got something to show you," and then they showed them all the rose quartzes,
Yeah. And then we got,
which
yeah.
I gotta say I called it in our first podcast. I knew that was a random rose quartz. I knew that wasn't the rose quartz.
Yeah, I believe that too. Like uh I wasn't keen on the idea of our rose quartz going to come back. So I would have preferred a random rose quartz to come back.
Right. So we see the rose quartzes. We get introduced to three of them. We get the angelic airhead. We get the hippie, and then we get the quiet observant one.
Yeah, these rose quartz are actually supposed to represent our rose quartz's personality. You have the one that's very childish and friendly, and then her laid back attitude, and then her mysterious and reserved attitude as well. So like these rose quartz are supposed to like represent aspects of our rose quartz's personality, which
Right.
is something that I actually saw on a YouTube comment. I did not make this up at all. I can't take this credit. What?
So then Steven invites them to dinner, and they were just like, they didn't mean to, but they were being kind of annoying. Not only the angelic one was talking so much, but just them being there made everyone feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, like
And
with
then and
episode.
then poor Greg is like, not only he's surrounded by his exes, he's surrounded by what essentially clones of his dead wife.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the rest of my hair falling out.
I don't know, with this episode, like it does have like a really good premise of Steven meeting like uh, essentially like the race that his mom created, or what she secretly paraded around as. But I don't know, like in this episode I felt like something was kind of missing to make this like a really great episode. Like I liked it. I think it's like my third favorite out of uh out of these four episodes, but I feel like it should have been something should have happened a bit more to make it like really great. Because like we've
Yeah.
been waiting to see a real rose quartz in for so long, and we got them and they're really cool and like they're really cute and I love them, but I feel like they should have done a little more with Steven's interactions with them, because in this episode all he was like, he was uncomfortable, but that was kind of it. Like I kind of wanted to see his outburst a little more.
Well, it wouldn't be right for him to yell at them because it's not their fault that they look like rose quartz.
Yeah, but then he like screams at Volleyball in the next episode.
Well, that's different. We'll talk about that in a bit. But with the rose quartzes, like the quiet one, she speaks up saying, "Can you take a hint? He doesn't want us here." And then like they all like stormed off to the warp pad, but then Steven came up and to explain, it's awkward to see them considering what went down with his mother and stuff like that.
True.
But he's still working on it, and then he was like, "We're basically family,"
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Is there
And
anything you want to say, Ruby?
Well, this episode should make me sad that Cruiser was like all closed off of the world because of what they are.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that maybe this episode could have been really great, because like the Zoo Men have never seen Earth, so I think it would have been really cool to like also see the Zoo Men come to Earth and started playing around and interacting with real humans.
Other humans.
Yeah, other humans, and seeing how weird Earth is, because it's like they've been like kept in a reserve for their entire lives. Wouldn't it be really weird for them to like suddenly go out into the real world and like see how things are? Maybe that's what this episode was missing to make this like one of my favorite episodes, or
Yeah.
like, to move up to the ranks.
Yeah, maybe if this was like a 30-minute show, they could have time to put in like a B plot, but it's only 11 minutes.
True, but like the next episode, even if it was just 11 minutes, is the best one, and a lot has happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about volleyball.
Yay.
All right, so the episode opened up with the ruby, being cracked, and Steve was like, "How would you like your spit?" And I gotta say, imagine going to the doctor and it was like, "Oh, you have a cut on your arm? Let me fix that."
Like Steven is like adorable in his like little doctor persona. It's awesome.
Yeah,
And
it is.
Also, I want to know who is the enemy of the mayor.
That's classifying information, ma'am.
who wants to assassinate our beloved?
Yeah, I was gonna say that she just like get down, Mr. President, and get shot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's trying to kill her?
Do you think Mayor Dewey is like after revenge now? Maybe he's trying to like become mayor again, and he's like assassinate her.
The whole donut persona is a lie.
Yeah, he's just he's using that to plot out his revenge.
Planning all along.
Yeah.
But so anyway, the other, what are they? Are they quartzes? Are they like what were they called? Those other big gems.
They were all quartz.
They're all quartz. So like the rest of the quartz came in because I guess volleyball was too intense and they all got cracked.
Yeah, and then once they were all healed, the original Pink Pearl comes along.
Yep. And so Steven tried to spit on her, but it didn't work. So she got brought to our Pearl.
Mm-hmm. Which I was a little upset about in this episode. Because I thought that Pearl was has finally accepted how terrible Pink Diamond was. Like even in the movie, what was her final piece wasn't rose quartz; it was her independence. And in this episode, she's still she's still in love with the Pink Diamond, or at least she still sees
Cause
her in very high regard. So I was kind of disappointed in that.
well, there's always relapse, you know. Just because someone learns something does once or something, they'll always like go back and relapse.
That's true, but I mean, like with her development and with her like moving on to the mystery girl, I think I think it would have been better to just finally have Pearl move on. I want.
Well, yeah, well, like she did move on. I just said she said I know Pink Diamond, Rose Quartz, you're wrong. She wasn't like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like for her to be jealous of like Pink Pearl coming back and showing off her things and like talking about Pink Diamond, like she's going back to like oh, Rose doesn't. Rose only trusts me with her deepest, darkest secrets, and then she gets mad when she finds out that Rose hid stuff from her. I thought we were finally past that stage of
Yeah,
her.
I
So
think that will always be a problem with our Pearl. It just that gonna just be something that yes, she's gonna have to learn to get over, but at the same time, she'll never truly get over it. She even says like she never stopped hurting.
Very insecure. That's why she's very insecure.
Right.
that's true. That's
Long
true.
time because it's only for her from to move on. She needs to move on more longer though.
All right.
But like, let's get to like the biggest part of this episode, and that is who really cracked Pink Pearl.
Yeah.
Like, it's getting a lot harder to defend Pink Diamond now. Like,
Yeah.
the more we learn about her, the more she's becoming this very diabolical person instead of like a decent human. Like, we don't. I'm not saying turn Pink Diamond back into a saint. I'm just saying, you
She's
know,
not perfect.
yeah, she's not perfect, but like she is now an abuser, like a physical abuser now.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's like Pink Diamond. She went through a positive character arc. She started out as very terrible, and she went from being a destroyer to a healer. But even then, along the way, becoming good, she makes mistakes, big mistakes that affects everyone. So she started out as terrible, and she over time got better and more good. But she did make a lot of like mistakes and hurt a lot of people. Which I'm not defending her for her mistakes, but I will say she had gotten better in terms of being trying to be a nicer person, even though she may have gone about it a bit wrong.
It's just I don't know. It's just like it's still like I said before. It's getting a lot harder to defend this gem. She is just the more we learn about her, the more she's just awful. And
Yeah,
like I don't know
yeah,
how you can like what happened between Pink Pearl's injury to like being controlled by White Diamond. I'm What if like White Diamond took Pink Pearl away out of mercy instead of like as a punishment instead?
yeah. I was about to say like that tower that they in Change Your Mind, they threw Savani in.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking the reason they made that tower is not because blue and yellow are cruel, but because whatever material that tower is made out of is strong enough to hold Pink Diamond's rage. That way, if she has like a temper tantrum somewhere and destroys everything, they could put it in the tower and like prevent further destruction.
Yeah, like I believe that theory in a heartbeat. Like the more that we learn about her too, the more the diamonds kind of seem a little more, justified of how they were parenting her. Like I'm not saying that it was okay for them to abuse her, but I'm saying like if you do have a child that is like hurting people and like screaming and to the point where like they're cracking or destroying things with their voice alone, you do have to restrain them, and you do have to like put them somewhere else so that way they can't hurt anybody else.
Again, I'm going back to Broly. It's like what Broly had to be under control. The way Paragus did it was really cruel, but he had to be controlled. The same thing with the diamonds had to do to Pink. Locking her in a room for like maybe for days. It's like they had to do that in order to save their planet and prevent further destruction.
Yes. You wanted to say something, Ruby?
I said, yeah.
So when Steven hears this, he goes to Pink Steven.
Yeah, that was also like sort of a what's it called? A parallelism between like his mom, and him. Because even though like he is hearing his mom doing something so horrible, the next thing he does is to repeat her exact mistake. Like he just starts screaming, and he starts throwing a temper tantrum, and then it was so familiar to Pink Pearl that she just had a panic attack, and like she scrunched down to the floor and was like terrified of what was going to happen next.
So that's gonna be Steven's like big problem throughout this whole series. It's just that he's trying to run away from the past, but the more you like run from the past, the more you are doomed to repeat it, and that what is Steven's doing right now. Like as much as he wants to deny that he's not his mom or like he's nothing like her, he is. Especially in this moment when he gets so angry, he just like turns to Pink Steven and starts destroying stuff.
That's true.
So the more he denies his mother and what she has done, the more he will become like his mother.
Yeah, and like it also works with the last episode that we saw with him putting away the picture. At one point in this series, I do want that picture to return and play like a symbolism of like him accepting who she was, or like maybe something, or maybe
I would
like
like to see a picture where it has rose quartz and pink diamond.
oh, I was going to say that maybe in the future, in a bit of rage, he like goes into lying, and then he completely destroys this picture, like really hammering it over the head that he's just done with his mom. He like that's his lowest point. He hates her, but then like as the series progresses, he learns more about her, and maybe like he hears positive stuff about his mom, and then he realizes that yeah, she was terrible, but then she became something good, and she became the reason why they have their future now. And then later on, he can make a new picture of her, like you said, with like rose quartz or pink diamond, and that can be like like the symbolism of him finally accepting who his mom was, and accepting also himself, in the sense that it's okay to share some aspects of her, or like it's okay for him to share some traits with her as well, because like right now he's trying too much to be like his dad, or like trying too hard to stray away from her.
Yeah, he's just trying to forget her, and like I would love to see an episode when he goes to actual homeworld and asks the diamonds, okay, what really happened with my mother? Like who was she? And they go into detail on how in the beginning she was like really destructive, and they built a tower to contain her, and blah blah blah.
And that'd also be a good episode to like reintroduce Spinel, and then we can get Spinel's point of view of her as well.
I feel like Spinel, the diamonds gave her Spinel to calm her down, and they gave her the garden to calm her down.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like whenever instead of lock her in the tower, they would like send her to the garden and have Spinel like, oh look at me juggle and like be happy, ha ha ha.
I think they might have given her Spinel after what she did to Pink Pearl.
Right.
Because maybe because like I saw on Rebecca Sugar's Instagram how she had earlier concept art of Pink Diamond, and it says I can't shatter this new pearl. So she regrets what she did to her original pearl. So maybe they gave her Spinel, and that's the reason why at first she was nicer to Spinel, but then like since she was still kind of a brat, she abandoned our poor spaghetti mom.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and I feel like after she heard Pink Pearl, that's when she realized that she's being a terrible person, and maybe that's when White Diamond takes Pink Pearl away, and even though she brainwashed her and made her her, it's I won't say it would be better than being with Pink, but then White Diamond she made Our Pearl and gave her Our Pearl so that pearl could be like more like some of her personality could rub off onto Pink Diamond. You know, the more sophisticated and more like you know what I'm talking about, less childish.
I think it was both a punishment and a act of mercy too, because I mean, like pearls are supposed to be like, well, like they're kind of like iPhones the way that I see it, and
Alexa.
yeah, and like Pink broke her first iPhone, and they're going to be like, no, no, give it here, give it here. It's obvious you can't be trusted with this, and they decide to give her a new phone, or like our Pearl this time,
Yeah.
and
This the AI.
This one has a child lock on it.
or like they gave our Pearl, and this one's like a Nokia.
Okay. They
God.
gave it. They gave her a freaking Kendall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, look at our Pearl. Like, look at all the she fought in a war, so she's obviously a lot more durable than Pink Pearl.
What I think about and not that they're durable, just that Pink Diamond yells so freaking loudly. And not only it didn't crack her gem, but it's like cracked her form. And somehow disturbed light itself.
She didn't scream at her. Like she said that.
She was just too close.
Yeah, she
But
got.
even then, even if you hurt someone intentionally or not, you still hurt someone.
Yeah. No, I think Pink Diamond really did punch Pearl. Like she was just so angry, and she was just so pissed because like we saw like how White Diamond talked to Steven when we first were introduced to White Diamond, and how belittling she was to Steven, and she thought that Steven was Pink Diamond. So if Pink Diamond went to White Diamond to as like a last resort to get her planet, and White Diamond talked to her like she did with Steven, then of course Pink Diamond's going to be really pissed, and she's
Yeah.
going to think, oh, this is I lost my chance, and I'll never be taken seriously ever again. And like in this fit of rage, she literally just
I don't think she intentionally would hurt Pink Pearl. Just that she screamed. We all seen her scream, with Pink Steven. I think she
Yeah.
just screamed so loudly that she just cracked her. Like I don't, she didn't intend to, but I don't think she would like backhand her own Pearl.
well, maybe like Pink Pearl was trying to calm her down, and then like
She got too close.
yeah, she was too close, or like she because like it was already established that Pink Diamond was very childish and very immature, and children do that sometimes. Like you see how kids play in the playgrounds, how easily it is to like offend some kid, and then they'll like throw fists immediately.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be like how Pink Diamond would have reacted, especially since she had like the mind of a child.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get more information if the what I said come true when Steven goes to Homeworld and asks the Diamonds who Pink Diamond really was.
Yeah.
But all right, enough about that. I feel like we talked about that enough. Let's talk about the fusion between the pearls.
Yes.
Magical
Like
girl.
it's like I love like the concept. The pearls are meant to be servants, and when they fuse, they become queen.
Yeah, they become royalty together. Like I don't know, like if I don't know if they're going to become like a romantic fusion, but I'm kind of open, and I kind of like the idea of them becoming a couple. Because, like, at the end of the episode, when they unfuse, Pink Pearl puts her head on Pearl's shoulder. And I don't know. I kind of already ship it. This is just me. I'm on that ship.
I don't ship it because I know Pearl's already has a type. She like girls with pink long hair who are dummy thick with 3 C's.
Pink Pearl
Before it ended.
Pink Pearl has pink hair though.
But she's not dummy thick. She's a toothpick.
Pearl.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up in the first episode. We see Yellow Pearl being a model. Like we all taken gesture drawing classes, but like we all know that the best models are the one with curves. But Yellow Pearl has no curves. All right, she's a stick. She would be like the worst model.
You leave our beloved Yellow Bird mom out of this.
I'm just saying, like, to anyone out there who had taken a gesture drawing class, we all know the best models are the thick ones, the one with more curves, all right? And the ones who are all skin and bones are not that great because you're just drawing stick figures.
But it's a beginner's class, so of course they need to start off as stick figures.
Forget that. I want to draw someone like Garnet who has curves.
Garnet is
sure about that?
With her yoga class.
I'm sure about that because I know one figure model who was sick and he's around his 60s.
Oh, that guy.
Which one?
No. We're going off topic. We got to talk about.
Yeah, back to the episode. Well, we almost basically get the end of the episode because the pearls they fuse, they break out of the clamshell, whatever the place was called, and they talk about how one pearl thought Pink Diamond could never change, and the other one thought she was changing, but she didn't know why.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I like the ship, though. They literally complete each other, and it kind of parallels the answer in a bit.
Oh yeah.
Like the origin story of Ruby and Sapphire and how they became Garnet. It's kind of like It's kind of paralleling them. And like it also parallels, where their gems are. Like one's on the forehead and the other's on the belly. Like I like this ship, and I hope this ship does happen because, in a way, they do complete each other as well.
Yeah.
And their fusion literally does make a queen, like royalty. Without both of them, like complete each other and creates this royal figure. Like that's why I like this ship, and even if it's not going to be an official romantic ship, then I at least want a really close friendship between them.
Oh yeah, I feel like they are gonna have a close friendship.
Mm-hmm. But I want Pearl to help our Pink Pearl and help her find her identity. Like I want more Pink Pearl and.
Yeah, I want to know what is she doing on Homeworld. Is she just chilling with Spinel?
Oh yeah, I saw that potential and another ship of Spinel.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's Spinel and Pink Pearl. I saw that ship. I could kind of get behind that, but I need to see them in the show.
I'm open-minded to that too, but after seeing Volleyball, I'm no, Pearl and Pink Pearl. I'm sold on that ship.
Yeah. Also, side note, I do not like that name. Having it be called Volleyball. Just call it Pink Pearl or PP.
Nah.
Pee.
Freaking Pink Diamond broke her PP.
Censorships would be all over that episode.
Freaking, this show gets censored enough in Russia as it is. They make Ruby a guy.
Oh yeah,
what? But that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's besides the point. That's a completely different discussion.
All right, so we talked about all 4 episodes. Any final thoughts on all the episodes?
I'd rank the best episode would be Volleyball. The second best would be Little Homeschool. The third would be Rosebud, and then the fourth would be the second episode. I forgot the name already.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
What about
you? Hell Onion.
No onion?
Hell Onion. I'll hail him. He will be the caliber, I bet.
he's going.
Yeah, I really like this. Is a really good beginning because I didn't expect we get 4 episodes. I did not expect we get an hour long Steven Universe episodes, which is really good. Because they answer a lot of questions and yet they leave so many more questions to be answered.
True. I can't wait for the next episode to arrive.
Yep. We always get like 2 episodes a week.
Mm-hmm.
No hiatus. No more hiatus. I hope.
Oh God, not the hiatus.
Ugh.
But yeah, is that all? That everything?
Yep.
Right. Well, this has been Too Fast Joe and a Too Fast podcast. Go check out Generation Defenders on her channel.
Thanks for having me here, guys. Check out my channel below. Check out my comics and leave a comment down in the comment section below. I really appreciate it.
All right, Ruby, is there anything you want to plug? Do you have like a Twitter or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm still looking. I'm still making it.
Yes. Well, I'll make sure to put it in the description whenever you make it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, this has been Too Fast Joe. Remember, go fast, don't be last.